Kia ora everyone and welcome to our kitchen. Tonight for dinner I'm making Gözleme, which is a take on a traditional Turkish stuffed flatbread. So this one here has got beef mince in it, but you can put either chicken, lamb or beef mince in it. Really easy, just be careful because the mixture does make 12 to 16, so there's enough here to feed a good 4 people. Don't forget guys that when you're watching the recipe, if you'd like to get your hands on a Thermomix, either in a demonstration or you'd like to see one on your bench, get in touch. I'd love to hear from you. Enjoy the recipe. Let's start. So first into my bowl goes 200 grams of milk. Recalibrate the scales. One egg. $40 grams of olive oil. $150 grams of a Greek style plain yogurt. Two teaspoons of dried yeast. So we're just going to blend all this together for 4 seconds. Now we're going to heat it and hold it at 50 degrees Celsius for 3 minutes while we're stirring it. This will activate the yeast. It smells quite yogurty and really sweet. Our next step is we're going to add 600 grams of plain flour. Half a teaspoon of baking powder. One teaspoon of white sugar. Half a teaspoon of salt. Now we're just going to knead this together for 2 minutes. So our dough is now kneaded, and I'm just going to tip this onto my floured Thermomix. I'm just going to twist the blade to loosen the dough, and it should just come right out just like that. So the dough is very soft. What I'm going to do now is just put this into a ball. Once I've got my ball, I am going to just cover this over with my Thermomix to keep it warm, and I'm going to leave it for 30 minutes to rise. So to start our filling, we are going to first grate 150 grams of tasty cheese. So my cheese is in the bowl. And I'm going to chop this down for about 6 seconds at speed number 9. Here we go. That's the fastest way to grate cheese I've seen for a long time. So there's my cheese, really well grated. So I'm just going to put this into a bowl. In this case, I'm using my thermoserver. Thermoservers are great bowls, guys. They're designed to keep things hot or keep things cold. They're fully insulated, and they're a host reward as well. So if you host a Thermomix party with 3 or 4 of your friends, you can get different sizes of these, either at a discounted price or for free. So it's well worth doing. So I've emptied my cheese out. What I'm putting in the bowl now is 5 sprigs of fresh mint, just the leaves, and also 5 sprigs of parsley. And that's followed by 60 grams of baby spinach leaves. And we're just going to chop these down. So it's going to take about 2 seconds at speed 6. And you see what we have there is our roughly chopped spinach and herbs. And that's going to go straight into the bowl. This is smelling so good, guys. So without cleaning my bowl, what I'm going to do now is add a brown onion that's been quartered. One teaspoon of ground cumin. One teaspoon of ground coriander. And 1 teaspoon of paprika. Grams of olive oil. Just going to reset my scales. And 5 garlic cloves. Because I love garlic, I've actually got 8. We're going to chop these down for 3 seconds at speed 7. And now we're going to cook it for 3 minutes at varoma. So varoma means that we're going to keep it between 98 and 100 degrees. So we're going to sweat all the onions down and cook the spices. And that's going to cook for 3 minutes. Oh, this smells so good. You can really smell the paprika and the garlic and the onion. Man, it smells good. Okay, so to this mixture, what I'm going to add now is 500 grams of mince. You can choose between lamb mince, chicken mince, or beef mince. For this one, I'm going to use beef mince. One tablespoon of flour. teaspoon of salt. Some ground pepper. 30 grams of lemon juice. This is freshly squeezed because I really like lemon juice. I'm putting in about 40. This is now going to cook for 4 minutes at 100 degrees. So what I'm going to do now is just scrape down the sides. And this is now going to cook again for another 5 minutes. Alrighty. What I'm going to do now is pour my cooked mince mixture straight into my bowl that's got my chopped cheese, my herbs and my spinach in it. Just going to give it a quick stir to mix it together. This is smelling so good. So now it's all stirred and mixed together, I'm just going to leave this to cool. So my mince has now been sitting for about 10 minutes and it's almost cold. So what I'm going to do now is add into this 250 grams of feta cheese. And this is the end of the filling. Now we just need to put it all together. So my dough is approximately doubled in size. So what I'm going to do now is divide this into about 16 pieces. And the way I'm going to do that is using my spatula, I'm going to chop it in half and then half again and so forth. What I'm going to do now is take each of the 16 pieces and I'm going to roll it out into a circle around 15 to 20 centimeters in diameter. So here we go. So I've got my dough all rolled out into my approximately round shapes. The last thing that remains for me to do is put about 2 tablespoons of my mince mixture into the middle of it. I'm going to leave about 1 centimetre around the edge. Okay. So just before I put them in the oven, what I'm going to do is just give them a quick spray with some spray olive oil just to help brown them up a bit. Again, if you don't have a Thermomix, make sure you grease your oven tray. This is now going to cook at 200 degrees for around 10 minutes.